Welcome to Drifted Dreams, your ultimate destination for classic car reviews, deep dives into vintage automotive legends, and all things muscle cars. Here we bring you timeless machines that shaped the roads and hearts of car lovers around the world. Today, we're diving into an icon that defined the golden era of American muscle, the 1967 Pontiac GTO. The 1967 Pontiac GTO was not just a car, it was a cultural movement. It represented power, freedom, and performance in a sleek, aggressive package that turned heads on every street corner. Built during the peak of the muscle car era, the 67 GTO carried the muscle badge with pride and delivered on everything it promised. This year marked a few notable changes and upgrades over the earlier GTO models. Most prominently, Pontiac refined the styling to keep it competitive and bold. The 1967 GTO featured a new split grille design, a sharper body contour, and cleaner lines that gave it a more mature yet aggressive look. The tail lights were also updated to horizontal slotted designs that added a unique flair to its rear end. These changes made the car look more sophisticated without sacrificing its street credibility. Under the hood, the 1967 GTO came standard with a 400 cubic inch V8 engine. This was a significant bump from the previous 389 engine used in earlier models. It was the first year Pontiac introduced the 400 series for the GTO, and it was a game changer. Buyers could choose between three versions of this engine: the base model with 335 horsepower, the high-output version with 360 horsepower, and the legendary Ram Air package that delivered even more thrilling performance. Each variant offered its own flavor of raw power, making the GTO a force to be reckoned with on the drag strip or open road. Transmission options included a standard 3-speed manual, an optional 4-speed manual, or the newly introduced turbo-hydromatic 3-speed automatic transmission. This automatic gearbox was a welcomed update for those wanting muscle car performance with smooth shifting for daily driving. Pontiac gave drivers choices to suit their personal style, whether they craved the tactile feel of rowing through gears or the ease of an automatic cruiser. The 1967 GTO also introduced improved handling and ride comfort. It came with revised suspension components and was one of the early muscle cars to offer front disc brakes as an option. This was a significant improvement in stopping power, especially given the high performance the car was capable of. The inclusion of safety features like energy-absorbing steering columns and dual-circuit brakes also made the 1967 model more advanced than its predecessors. Inside, the GTO continued to reflect Pontiac's blend of performance and luxury. The cabin was well appointed with bucket seats, wood grain accents on the dash, and an optional rally gauge cluster that gave drivers important readouts at a glance. You could also get an optional console-mounted tachometer and custom sport steering wheel, which added to the performance-focused feel. It was a driver's car through and through, but one that didn't skimp on comfort and style. What made the GTO so iconic wasn't just its raw performance, but the aura it created. It was a car that made statements. Whether parked at a drive-in, rumbling through small-town streets, or burning rubber at the track, the 67 GTO carried a presence that couldn't be ignored. It stood as a symbol of American engineering at its finest, where form met function, and where power was packaged in a stylish, accessible way. Today, the 1967 Pontiac GTO remains one of the most sought-after classic muscle cars. Collectors value its historical significance, timeless styling, and the way it encapsulates the spirit of the 60s. It's a car that transcends generations and continues to inspire gearheads, restorers, and dreamers alike. At Drifted Dreams, we celebrate machines like the GTO not just for their specs but for their stories. The memories, the legacy, The roar of the V8 that still sends chills down your spine decades later, that's what we live for. If you're enjoying this journey through automotive history, make sure to hit that subscribe button. There's plenty more to come, and you won't want to miss a single ride with us here on Drifted Dreams.